Okay, Dylan, so this is lesson 2, evaluate expressions. So if you are watching this video and you don't have your book out, please pause it and go grab your book and turn to page 8. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is to build off the last lesson. You did numerical expressions, this one right here, write and interpret numerical expressions. So this is where you're actually going to evaluate the expressions or solve for them. Find the answer and make it into an equation. Some expressions have more than one operation. To find the value of these expressions, use your order of operations. The first thing you're going to do is anything in parentheses. The next thing you'll do is anything that has a multiplication sign or a division sign. And it doesn't matter. You can do division first or multiplication first. It's really just what comes first from left to right. Like when you're reading what comes first, that's what you do first. Then you're going to add and subtract, same thing, whichever one comes first. If subtraction comes first, you're going to subtract first. If addition comes first, you'll do that first. So let's take a look at this one. It's 18 minus 4 times 3. So there are no parentheses, so you skip that step. And then we're going to multiply or divide from left to right. So we have a multiplication sign right here. So we're going to solve for this first. So what I like to do, just like they did here, is when I write out the expression, I like to put a box around what I'm going to solve for first. Then I put an equal sign below it and bring everything down that I'm not solving for. So I'm not solving for this 18 minus. And then I go ahead and solve for what's in the box, which is 12, and bring that down. Put another equal sign below it, and then I'm going to solve for 18 minus 12, which is 6. And your final answer is 6. Let's take a look at this green box. Which is greater, 8 plus 4 times 3, the 8 plus 4 in parentheses, or 8 plus 4 times 3. So when you're taking a look at this, 8 plus 4 times 3 with this 8 plus 4 in parentheses, you're going to solve for that part first. So I'm going to put a box over there. That's 12. Bring down what I haven't solved for, times 3. And 12 times 3 is 36. Let's take a look at the second one that we have with no parentheses. So in this case, I'm going to solve for this part first. 12 times 3. So bring down whatever you have not solved for, 8 plus 3, solve for what's in the box, 12, and that equals 20. So obviously 36 is greater than 20. So you see how even though they're the same numbers, the same operations, you're going to get a different answer because of the parentheses. All right, let's take a look at these over here. We've got in parentheses, so the sum of 4 and 11 divided by 3 plus 7. So your step 1 is using your order of operations. Start by finding the sum in the parentheses. So this has parentheses in it, so I'm going to solve for what's in the parentheses first, which equals 15. Bring everything else that you did not solve for down. Next, multiply and divide from left to right. So I've got my equals 15 divided by 3 plus 7. So I'm going to solve for the division problem first because division comes first before addition. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. Bring everything down that you have not solved for. Then add and subtract from left to right. So we've got 5 plus 7 equals 13. So the value of the expression is 13. All right, let's take a look at what it says over here. How do you use order of operations to evaluate an expression? Well, you follow your 3 steps, right? So we use parentheses first. Parentheses. Then we multiply or divide, whichever comes first from left to right, and then add or subtract. A calculator displays 38 as the value of 8 plus 3 times 10. Does the calculator follow the order of operations? So to figure this out, you can just solve for this. So if I do 8 plus 3 times 10, the first thing I will do is right here, bring 8 plus 3, which I've not solved for, down, solve for 3 times 10, which equals 30, and then add those together and get 38. So a calculator displays 38 as a value. Does a calculator follow the order of operations? Question mark, explain. Yes, because the calculator multiplied before it